You remember this boy? Yeah, this boy in front of Mr. Peter Obi's convoy. If you are conversant with the 2023 presidential election campaign that took place in Lagos State, where Mr. Peter Obi shut down Lagos State, one of the most memorable events of that Mr. Peter Obi campaign in Lagos State was this young man who ran on the road and stood in front of Mr. Peter Obi's convoy, opening his arm. That video went viral. It was a sensational moment. Shortly after, it was reported that Mr. Peter Obi visited the boy, but details about that visit was sketchy. Well, it's been long. 2 years after that incident, it was reported that that young man was arrested and being incarcerated. For the record, he is 17 years of age. His name is Alabi Quadri. He's a Yoruba boy. Where the news made it that he was accused by the area boys for stealing, and the judge deemed it fit to remand him in prison without due investigation. When the news broke out, Mr. Peter Obi was very angry. He took to his official X account to raise awareness about the illegal arrest and detention of a 17-year-old minor, and then reach out to a lawyer in Ibehe Effiong, asking that the police should immediately release the young man. Where the good news is, the magistrate court has released Quadri Alabi in Ibehe Effiong, who was a lawyer that was contacted by Mr. Peter Obi to see for the boy release, took to his official X account to break the news, and he states, Quadri Alabi, teen who stood in front of Peter Obi's convoy, regains freedom from Kirikiri months after being framed for armed robbery by Lagos police. Now this is what he said. We are excited to announce that Quadri Yusuf Alabi, the 17-year-old teenager who gained fame during the 2023 elections after he spontaneously jumped and stood in front of the convoy of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has been freed by the court today, 17 April 2025. Our client Quadri was adopted by two area boys who are notoriously known in the community as Lege and Baba Waris, close to his family residence at Amakoko, Ajeromi, Ifelodi local government area, and dumped at the Amakoko Divisional Police Headquarters. Quadri was returning from work when he was grabbed by the duo, who along with other jealous and entitled area boys in the community have been harassing him and threatening to deal with him since 2023 for not giving them their share of donations gifted him during the last elections period. Quadri's family informed us that the bear of the community equally pressured them to buy a cow and rice and cook for the community to appease the area boys. The abductors initially told the officers at Amakoko police station that our client was involved in street fighting. To the consternation of Quadri and his family, the police on 26 January 2025 took Quadri before a magistrate in Apapa and obtained an order reminding him at the medium security custodial center, Kirikiri, on the trump-up charges of armed robbery. The police fraudulently joined Quadri with four strange adults who had no form of connection or relationship whatsoever with him, and claimed that the four strange men were his case mates. As part of the diabolical framework of our client, the officers at Amakoko police station also misrepresented his age to be 18, knowing that disclosing his actual age would likely raise eyebrows. When we were briefed by Quadri's mother a week ago after the matter was brought to public attention by Ms. Hassana Nureddin, a co-founder of Ray of Hope Prison Outreach, we swiftly escalated the case and took necessary steps towards securing his freedom. At the court today, the presiding magistrate, His Honor A.O. Olorufemi Miss, confirmed that the legal advice issued by the Director of Public Prosecution (DPP) of the Ministry of Justice, Lagos State, Dr. Babajide Martin, showed that there was no evidence to substantiate the allegations of armed robbery against Quadri. In his legal advice, the DPP recommended the non-prosecution of Quadri. Thus, the presiding magistrate discharged him and he was accordingly freed. We commend the DPP for standing by the truth in this matter. We demand that the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, and the Inspector General of Police should, as a matter of urgency, remove the DPO of Amakoko Divisional Headquarters and subject him to orderly room trial, along with the IPO, one Inspector Odiba Samuel, and other officers who participated in this evil, sinister, oppressive, and corrupt scheme of framing up a teenager for armed robbery at the behest of rogue area boys. We demand that the Nigerian police force should pay the sum of 100 million naira to our client as compensation. Also, we also demand a public apology from the police. If the above three remedial demands are not fully complied with immediately, we shall initiate legal actions to seek redress. Quadri case is a painful example of the putrefying corruption, monstrous impunity, and pervasive injustice in the Nigerian police force. There are many Quadris languishing in detention centers across Nigeria because of the unbridled criminality, lawlessness, and lack of accountability in the police institution and the weakness of the justice system. History will vindicate the just. Signed, Inibihe Ifeong, Esquire. First of all, we need to commend this lawyer, Inibihe Ifeong, for putting this effort in ensuring that this teenager is being freed from the prison. And again, we also need to commend the person that brought it on social media. If this case was not brought on social media, this guy would have languished in prison. Imagine a 17-year-old boy being incarcerated in prison simply because he went viral for standing in front of the convoy of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. This is a 17-year-old boy with dreams. This is a 17-year-old boy with hopes. But his country, Nigeria, want to extinguish his hope, want to destroy his hope, because he believed in a new Nigeria that is possible. Of course, there were other presidential candidates that did their election campaign in Lagos, but that of Mr. Peter Obi was sensational. Regarding that campaign, it was not just a campaign. It was a campaign to take over the structure of criminality. Mr. Peter Obi did not just start his campaign in the campaign ground. He toured around Lagos. It was a show of popularity. Mr. Peter Obi told Bola Ahmed Tinubu, "I am in charge. I am more popular than you." And of course, he also replicated that during the election proper, where he trashed Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am sure everything that Mr. Peter Obi did is what is causing this resentment towards this boy. His standing in front of Mr. Peter Obi's convoy was one of the most viral events in Mr. Peter Obi's campaign in Lagos. It helped to spread Mr. Peter Obi's campaign across the nation and across the world. I am sure they are looking for everything possible to ensure that they punish whoever made Mr. Peter Obi popular in Lagos. And who would they thought of? A 17-year-old minor, someone who has future in front of him, and they have to plan with area boys to frame him for murder. If not for social media, and this is the same social media that the Sultan of Sokoto is calling terrorists. This is the same social media that the Sultan of Sokoto is asking to be banned. If not for this same social media, this guy would have wasted in prison. Just like Inibihe Ifeong said, this young lad represents thousands of innocent minors that have been framed up and locked up in the police station. What exactly is our police doing? What exactly is their role? The role of the police is to protect the life of citizens, not to destroy it. But the Nigerian police force have left their primary responsibilities and they have now gone to destroying the life of young Nigerians. Why will you incarcerate a minor? Why will you falsify the age of a minor? This guy is 17 years old, but he was falsely accused to be 18 years old so that they can confuse the judge and incarcerate him. Why not investigate a case? Simply because he refused to settle the area boys, simply because he refused to settle the bail, and he was asked to be remanded in custody. And the DPO in charge of that police division colluded with the area boys and incarcerated this man. What even happened to the judge? Why didn't you ask for evidence of theft? You simply incarcerate a young lad simply because the police force brought a report to you. What happened to all the criminals on the street, even the area boys that are constituting nuisance in that area? They are walking freely, but a young, innocent 17-year-old minor was incarcerated. Thank God for Mr. Peter Obi who lent a voice to this. Thank God for him speaking up. Thank God for everyone that spoke up. But let me tell you something. Go on Twitter. You will notice that everyone that is supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not lend their voice on this boy's case. They did not retweet nor call for the police to release this boy. What kind of society are we breeding? What kind of impunity are we promoting in our country? What kind of evil are we promoting because of politics? They are angry because this young man promoted Mr. Peter Obi during the last election. They didn't want to lend their voice. And these are the people that call themselves the patriot of Nigerians. They think that patriotism is when they support a presidential candidate who is destroying the country. Patriotism is not supporting evil. Patriotism is speaking the truth when the need arises. Patriotism is defending your nation. Patriotism is holding the government accountable. Patriotism means calling out a president even when you support and voted for him. Imagine turning against your own brother because of politics. Imagine reminding your own brother in police custody because of politics. This is not the Nigeria we all want to live. This is not the Nigeria we all want to build. This is evil. This is criminality. I am happy he has been freed, but everyone responsible for this criminal act should not be let go unpunished. They should all be arrested and made to face the law of the land for conspiracy and false accusation. Those area boys should be arrested. And just like Inibehe Effiong has said, the DPO should be punished for colluding with area boys, and the police should pay compensation to the family of this young lad. Imagine if this lad was not freed. He would have joined the list of thousands of minors that are being innocently incarcerated. His vision, his dream would have been wasted. You all saw how the president incarcerated minors simply because they protested against him. We can't continue like this in this country. We must ensure that justice prevails in our country. We must ensure that fairness prevails in our country. This criminality that is going on in this country must nip in the bud. Enough is enough. And this requires every one of us to stand on the side of truth and speak truth to power when the need arises. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.